This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Tired of losing weight only to gain it all back? The weight loss experts at SlimRank.com have done the research. SlimRank.com ranks the safest, most effective GLP-1 programs that get and keep the weight off for good. Stop watching the scale go up and down. Go to SlimRank.com and pick America's #1 weight loss program today. SlimRank.com. That's SlimRank.com. Your dream body is just a few months away. SlimRank.com.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryan text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
So before a hip cricket was temporarily interrupted, please stand by. Someone, when I'd mentioned that I got a sandwich and some chips from Panera, he goes, Common and Panera? Common my bleep. Is Panera considered like a high-end? I mean, I didn't think it was.
I didn't think so.
I didn't think it was. Maybe he thought I said Manny's. I mean, if you buy sandwich and chips, this sandwich, $15.96, but that's with the cinnamon roll too. The sandwich was like $9. So chips and a sandwich for $10. That's what you get a quarter pounder with cheese and fries at McDonald's for. Is McDonald's too pricey?
I was going to say it's high end compared to McDonald's, I would have said.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't even think it is because if you go to McDonald's right now, a quarter pounder with cheese that's $9.50 or $10 now, isn't it? It's close to $10. Where do people come from?
Panera's high end.
Yeah, it's like, well, if you're a common man, you wouldn't be having a sandwich from Panera. Time for 5.
I always take my kids out to the high end eating that is called Noodles and Company.
Yeah, that
pretty high end.
Yeah, same thing. I don't understand, but any teach his own. Hey, here we go. 534.
Time now for 5 questions. Well, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Question number 1.
It's now time to take an in-depth look at the welfare of the wolves.
The Milwaukee Bucks decided to waive point guard Damian Lillard this week and eat more than $110 million remaining in salary. ESPN's Mark Spears recently listed the top 5 destinations for Lillard on their show NBA Today. Here's who he put at number 1.
Number 1, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Whoa!
Number 1.
Okay.
I just got
Minnesota
goosebumps.
Timberwolves would
Number
be an
1.
amazing pick.
Woo!
All due respect to Michael Conley. If they brought him in, running point next to Ant, imagine the shooting in that backcourt. Imagine the boost that Minnesota would get. Imagine Mike coming in behind him. Brian, you're looking at me.
I see him. He's tapping his fingers.
You're
That's
looking
something
at me,
I hadn't
Brian.
considered.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Why are
But
all these
he-
people going, my
Man, got a
gosh, what? Whoa,
relationship.
yeah.
Him to Minnesota, they were in the West Finals.
Yeah.
That could be big.
I mean, you all heard.
Why are they all talking at the same time? And whoa, is
They're
that
so
what
caught off guard.
Is that what these TV shows do nowadays when they have these panels where they just kind of go on and on and on?
Lillard, by the way, suffered a torn Achilles in the first round of the playoffs. He could end up missing all of the 2025-2026 season. Common, would you like the Wolves to pursue Damian Lillard?
No, not at all. What I want to pursue is I have to go back to Panera. They only gave me half a sandwich.
Yeah.
For $15.96. Now, will they believe me when I go back there and say, here's my receipt and you only gave me half a sandwich? Or
From
they'll
like
say,
2 hours ago?
Let's see the half a sandwich. Should I take a picture of it? I'm going to take a picture of my half sandwich to say, this is what you gave me.
Did you get the soup with it?
No. That's what I'm saying. I wanted a whole sandwich. I said I want a whole sandwich, chips, and a cinnamon roll. And they gave me half a sandwich. I feel like Barrero now. He has so much trouble at these sandwich shops, right? Deli.
How's the thickness of the deli meat?
Deli meat's too thick. The chicken spätzle soup is too cloudy. They didn't put the mayonnaise between the meat and the bread. They put it between the meat and the cheese, and it didn't moisten the bread. These are the things that get under Barrero's skin. I just want to get what I paid for is all I want. You know, you look at it. You go to a fast food place or a sandwich shop, you're taking your chances on the quality that day, right? I mean, do you ever go to a place, tend to be that, and you might order something and one day from that place, like let's use Chipotle, for instance. Some days you go to Chipotle and go, man, it's the greatest Mexican food I've ever had. The next time you go, it's like, what happened here? This isn't what I'm used to. And that's exactly what they've done to me here. Take a picture of my half sandwich. Then I should do this for digital. I wonder if Kara can come with me and video this when I'm standing there. All right. What was your question?
Damian Lillard, should the Wolves have interest?
No, I don't. Do you think they should? Especially if he's going to be out of here?
Well, the injury stuff throws it off.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if there was zero injury and Damian Lillard had become available, I would say, like, well, how much has the Mark Rosens of the world said, well, we need a point guard? Well, there's your point guard. That'd be a pretty darn good point guard. He's getting up there a little bit in age. He's 34, and that's the concerning part. He's 34 with an Achilles. By the time he's back, he's 35, and you don't know how he's going to, I didn't see Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers do very well a year removed from Achilles. So it might be 2 years before you ever get him back, and now he's 36 years old. But this is also about the cheapest you'll ever get Damian Lillard for. Because he's
Correct.
available. You don't have to give up any assets for him. It sounds like you could use just the mid-level exception on him because he's already guaranteed like $21 million from the Bucks over like the next 4 or 5 years. So in terms of price, getting a Damian Lillard on your team that could actually fit into the team, I might consider it. I'm just not a doctor who knows exactly how this Achilles is going to come.
Yeah, well, you did say that more than likely he's out for an entire year?
Well, I mean, typically Achilles is like a year-long injury, and it happened 2 months ago. So you just do a rough timeline.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's probably late next year.
I'm out. Are you out? I'm out on him.
I'm not out.
Oh, I'm out on him. Yeah, I don't want him.
I'm not all in, but I'm not out.
Yeah, I'm out.
I might have some interest.
Question number 2.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
It's now time to delve deep into Twins territory.
Crack out a home run, shout a hip hooray! Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
The Twins placed right-hander Bailey Ober on the 15-day injured list with a hip impingement. Ober first mentioned the hip nearly a month ago after allowing 7 runs to the Rangers on June 12th. He has allowed 18 runs in 18 innings over the 3 starts since then. Comment, did the Twins make a mistake by not addressing Ober's hip injury earlier?
I knew nothing about the hip injury until John Bonus brought it up when he was with us on Monday or Tuesday of this week.
It was her Monday, yeah.
And I thought to myself, I don't even remember hearing anything about that. Had you heard anything about
No, but I'm not.
Because all during these struggles, I never once heard, because it was always, what is his problem? His velo's down. And this, never once in any, and I pay fairly close attention. I mean, I'm not paying as close attention to Twins as I once did, but I'm looking at the stories every day. I don't remember that coming up. So when Bonus brought it up, I thought, well, that's news to me. And then I'm not doubting the report that he has a bad hip flexor, whatever they call it, but Didn't we have that issue with one of our pitchers last year? Was it Joe Ryan? Didn't we have somebody that
It was Joe Ryan, yeah.
didn't bring up he had some ache or some pain and decided I'm just going to pitch through it and didn't say anything to anybody? It's like, well, dude, you're not your own doctor. And I mean, I know, yeah, we all, athletes are always tough guys and we play in pain, eat some dirt and rub a little Robitussin on it. But, yeah, if this is something that's been bothering him and he's not said anything about it till recently, and because I would think he didn't say anything about it recently, because I always err on the side of caution when it comes to your high-priced players, and well, they're all high-priced. I don't think Ober's breaking the bank, but when you have your roster of players and somebody's has got an injury of some sort, I take extreme, especially with a pitcher, you got to take caution with it, and apparently they didn't. So now I don't know if this is. He was put on the 15-day DL, I think it was, or IA, whatever they call it. I don't know if it'll be longer or less than that, but yeah, it's not good news because we now of our 5 starters, 3 of them are injured right now, if you include. And is Festa throwing? Didn't I see where he might be ready to go sometime soon? Or was it Zebby? Which one was out? Zebby was out, right? So I think Zebby Matthews might be available to return to the team sometime soon, but not good.
Question number 3.
All Vikings, let's win this game. You'll hear us yell for more.
It's now time to take an in-depth look at the state of the Skull.
ESPN.com has a story about the biggest surprise players on each team in the 2025 NFL offseason. And for the Vikings, they chose cornerback Isaiah Rodgers. Kevin Seifert for ESPN wrote, Rodgers demonstrated why the Vikings pegged him as a likely starter despite a relatively obscure career since the Colts selected him in the 6th round of the 2020 draft. Rodgers displayed playmaking ability, jumping an out route and intercepting quarterback J.J. McCarthy while also showing speed as a kickoff returner. It's not clear whether the Vikings will use him as a returner given the heavy workload he's expected to face as a cornerback, but he is a big fan of defensive coordinator Brian Flores, who said he has been tracking Rodgers since he played at the University of Massachusetts. Flores said, quote, he's a great addition. He's got a great football IQ and acumen. Common, your thoughts on Isaiah Rodgers being the biggest surprise player of this offseason?
Well, I hope so, because the secondary is, I don't necessarily say we ignored it. We focused our attentions for the most part on the interior of the offensive line and the interior of the defensive line. I tend to trust Flores. When teams sign players, draft players, it's all nothing but duckies and bunnies. I don't think I've ever heard a coach say, well, we're not sure, kind of taking a flyer on him. He was okay in college. I don't know if that's going to translate into the pros or not, but I think he was. My guess is he had a lot to do. Is it Ivan Pace? Is that the undrafted free agent that we got 2 years ago, linebacker, yes. Right? Maybe I'm giving credit to the wrong person. Maybe it was Kwesi who knew about him. But my guess would be Flores who said, they get together and they say, are there any undrafted free agents out there that we'd like to invite that we think might be worth taking a look at? I would think it would be Beeflo. He's the guy that knows defense. Probably said, this Pace kid looks like he could be pretty good. Let's bring him in. So if he's high on this, is it Rodgers? You said his name is?
Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers. Then I'll trust him. I'll do the hashtag faith like PA likes to do, at least until further notice.
Should we do a quick one?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you won't have much to say about this anyway.
Yeah.
Question number 3. It's time now to take a look at the loons.
You're right.
It's actually not even a loons. I just don't have a different soccer open. The United States men's national team beat Guatemala 2-1 last night in the Gold Cup semifinals in St. Louis. The U.S. will head to Houston to face arch rival Mexico in the Gold Cup final on Sunday night. Mexico beat Honduras 1-0 last night, and Mexico will look to secure a record 10th Gold Cup title, and this will mark the 8th all-time Gold Cup final meeting between Mexico and the United States. Common, will you be watching USA-Mexico border battle on Sunday?
I'm shaking my Panera bag just to see if the other half a sandwich got stuck in there somewhere, but it didn't. I will not. What, is that tonight?
Sunday night. Both teams played last night.
I'm going to miss it.
I watched the second half of the USA game last night.
Did you?
Yeah, they were already up 2-0, and they were kind of holding on at the end there.
Did you watch because you like soccer, you're patriotic, and figure, well, if it's the United States and they're playing in some type of a world kind of a match kind of a thing that you got it?
Any sport that, when it's on the world stage and you're going for a championship, I'll watch most sports in that. And I'll go to a Minnesota United game, but will I watch one on TV? No. Not that interested.
I'm risk averse.
But if there's a USA versus Canada in the Cornhole World Championships, I would watch it.
Yeah, see, I won't because I'm risk averse. I feel like if I watch that, my brain will start to melt away and I'll be dumber for it. That's 534 for a Monday afternoon. Tenneby, you got a keyword, I think, going into the break, I would imagine.
Yeah, the fan and bigdeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword grand at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is grand. Enter it now, KFAN.com.
And that's it for today's edition of 5 Questions. Well, actually, 3 questions, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
Tired of losing weight only to gain it all back? The weight loss experts at SlimRank.com have done the research. SlimRank.com ranks the safest, most effective GLP-1 programs that get and keep the weight off for good. Stop watching the scale go up and down. Go to SlimRank.com and pick America's #1 weight loss program today. SlimRank.com. That's SLIMRANK.com. Your dream body is just a few months away. SlimRank.com.
Thanks to friends at Unreal, you can restock your wardrobe with Unreal Golf Apparel this year, just like Common. Register to win up to $1,000 in Unreal Golf Apparel on our contest page. One lucky winner will restock their closet with amazing golf apparel thanks to Unreal. That's KFAN.com. Keyword contest to enter today.
Couple 13-14 pass Common Man program. Well done, Tenneby. You went to the iHeart Media Help Desk, and we now have...
I was the engineer guy who did all that work, but
Okay.
I'll take the credit for it.
Thanks to him, we now have Hip Cricket back up and working. This text message says, Common and Barrero should have matching princess tiaras for their meat counter snits. Love you guys anyways. Don't people listen? I'm not complaining about other than you didn't give me what I paid for. I look at the menu. A cranberry walnut chicken sandwich. A whole sandwich is $9.79. They charged me for that and a cinnamon roll, $15.95. So $9.79. Let's round it up to $10. And then the cinnamon roll must have been about $3 and a couple dollars in tax or $1.50, whatever the tax is on that. So no, I'm not saying that the chicken spätzle soup is too cloudy. I'm not saying that the deli meat wasn't cut thick enough or thin enough. I'm not saying that they didn't put the mayonnaise in the right place. I'm just saying I'm not being a princess. I just want what I paid for. That's all. Am I asking too much, Tenneby? Do you think I'm in the wrong here? If I bought it...
I think everyone would be a little annoyed.
Yeah. Well, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just annoyed by it. And he's saying that I need to be a princess because no, I'm just if the sandwich was awful, I would just chalk it up as well. The guy had a bad day behind the sandwich guy making this. He was busy, a lot of things flying out. He made a bad sandwich. He had a bad day. You take a look around, and that'd be fine. I just want what I give. If I pay for an entire, even if I'd rather have one really bad sandwich because I paid for one sandwich than have one really bad half a sandwich. Now, this half a sandwich was really good.
When you're eating at high-end restaurants like Panera, you expect everything to be perfect.
That's exactly right.
Sounds like you got Panera problems.
You played that sound bite in 534 where everybody was talking on top of one another, and someone said, everybody talking at one time? Who do they think they are? The Power Trip morning show? They do that on the Power Trip a lot?
Yeah. Well, there's like 9 of them in a room together.
Well, and I think that's what is sort of like, they're all just having so much fun, and they all have so much to say because they're all wacky and funny and entertaining. They just can't get a word in edgewise. So they're all talking because I got the next great line and I got one too. Sort of like those, my brothers worked in Hollywood script writing rooms, right? And you all sit down and you just bounce ideas off of each other, right? You're writing something. Well, somebody will say, another say, and then they'll tag on to that when you put a tag on this and do that. So it's like a Hollywood writing room on the Power Trip morning show in the morning. It's just so funny.
I love the Power Trip.
How do you not? Matt writes, there has actually been talk about we're trying to pitch through hip discomfort for the last 6 weeks or so. Well, I don't know how I missed that, A. And B, he shouldn't have been trying to pitch through hip discomfort. Especially when you're giving up. He set a new Twins record for most home runs given up in a month. Isn't it incumbent upon somebody with the organization, if the pitcher himself won't pull himself out and go, look, I'm struggling here. Should the pitching coach, the manager, somebody involved with the team go, dude, you're struggling. You got a bad hip. Maybe we ought to not have you in the starting rotation for a time or two. It doesn't even make any sense. Here's another one. I'd compare the situation with Panera with paying for 18 holes but only getting to test 9. Same thing. Then it'd be if you paid for a round of golf 18 holes and they only let you play 9, what would you say?
Thanks for not letting me
yeah.
my mental health the last night.
Wife ordered one Happy Meal. They charged her for 2. She didn't bother to argue because they gave her 2, but only one of them had a cheeseburger. Huh? I don't get what he means. I just got a double cheeseburger, small fry, 4-piece chicken nugget, and an iced tea at McDonald's for $6.15. That's a nice deal. They do that. All those fast food places are doing that now. Where they'll give you, like, I think Wendy's does this. They all do it, right? Where they give you, like, not all of them, but many of them, they'll have, like, they'll give you, I know that they do it at, what do they call it at Taco Bell? Something 7. They give you a little taste of everything for a certain amount of money. Anyway. Just want my money back, that's all. I don't want my money back. I just want to give me another half a sandwich. I can eat it while I'm waiting to get my haircut. My haircut's scheduled for 4 o'clock. I get off at 3. I can go over to Panera, get my sandwich, go over, wait my turn in line, and I can have my other half sandwich. This one says, Panera is normal. People think fancy because of the branding. That might have something to do with it, right? You think Panera's fancy pants? I've never considered them fancy pants. I just thought they're a nice place. I mean, I like the food. I think it's good.
I mean, it does come across as like a step up from your typical fast food. I don't know if you'd consider Panera fast food or not, but
cravings box. That's what they call it. It's a cravings box where you go to you go to Taco Bell and it's a cravings box and they give you a little of this, a little of that, with the emphasis on the lat. We're getting all sorts of people want to chime in on the topics we've been talking about. First of all, common at level 3 trauma centers, they call crotch rockets donor bikes.
Oh.
Nice young organs. Yeah. donor bikes. That might be the better name for them, right? This one says, why haven't the Wolves made any signings? Well, they just finished the draft. They got those two kids. They sort of kind of re-signed. Guys exercise their options, so they do have Randall and Nas. They can't afford anybody else right now.
They're pretty up against it.
Yeah, so they let Na basically. Well, they traded Na, right? We got conditional draft pick or something, and we got some cash, big fat stacks of. Who did he sign with? Do you remember who Na signed with?
You go to Atlanta?
I think it was. He got big fat cash of Atlanta, big fat stacks of Atlanta Hawks cash. Enough of the sandwich talk. Let's talk about Willingers. A sleeping giant. Love the sign they gave you. Did you see the sign on Twitter today, Jeremy?
Yes.
Riley, the superintendent at Willingers. I mean, that's a real honest-to-goodness sign. That's not like he just wrote it on a piece of cardboard and put it up there. They actually had tactical for that. They were able to do that, and I do appreciate that. Willingers is wonderful. I was better today, Tenneby. I mean, 82 with a triple. And I hit the ball a little bit better. I'm just trying to slow it down and swing nice and easy. And it worked all right today. I'll be back at it again tomorrow. And then 4th of July tomorrow. We'll take a break, come back. We'll tap dance up until 2. And then Michael Russo from The Athletic will come in to talk a little, not just the wild hockey. We'll talk National Hockey League and the like when he joins us at 2 right here on The Fan.
Tired of losing weight only to gain it all back? The weight loss experts at SlimRank.com have done the research. SlimRank.com ranks the safest, most effective GLP-1 programs that get and keep the weight off for good. Stop watching the scale go up and down. Go to SlimRank.com and pick America's #1 weight loss program today. SlimRank.com. That's SLIMRANK.com. Your dream body is just a few months away. SlimRank.com.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
I changed my mind, Tenneby. I'm not going back to Panera and demanding my other half a sandwich. Because I got to get out of the car, go inside, probably wait in line. And then I'm that guy that the people behind me are doing. Seriously? He's up there demanding a half sandwich that he paid for and didn't get 3 hours ago. And the person behind the counter is like, the person behind the counter is probably not going to be the same person, different person, shift change, right? And they're going to be looking, they're going to have that glazed over look on their eyes. But you know what they're thinking to themselves? Oh, boy.
Then they got to call the manager over.
Yeah, we got a live one now. And then manager guy's got to come over. And I got to go to manager. And then that means I have to explain the story twice.
The kids would call you a Karen in that situation.
Yeah. And then I got to explain a Karen? What does that mean? What is Karen?
Karen?
Yeah. Like I care too much?
No. Like Karen. For some reason, that name has been attributed to that type of person that would make a stink out of something like that.
About getting what they paid for. Okay. Like, let's say you went in and you wanted to buy a Cadillac and they gave you a Chevrolet instead. Would you go and try? I mean, in Chevrolet, I own a Chevrolet. I drive an Impala. Holla for my Impala. But if I had bought a Cadillac, which is probably going to cost about twice as much as an Impala, I'm going to want my Cadillac, not the Impala. Now, again, this might be apples and oranges. You know, a $70,000 car and a $9 sandwich. which actually
So you want your $4.50 back, is what you're saying?
Well, I actually paid $18 for a sandwich. I mean, that's what I would have paid had I asked them for a full sandwich. They probably would have charged me $18 instead of $9. So,
the receipt? Does the receipt say half a sandwich?
no.
Oh,
Oh, it just says cran, walnut, chick sal sandwich. Modified. Because I modified my order. I said I want the tomato. Do you think that was like, if you want your tomatoes and lettuce on the side, well, guess what? You're only getting a half a sandwich. Maybe I annoyed the short order cook. This one says, if you call, maybe they'll email you a coupon. They might do that. I could ask for a coupon or a coupon. Say, could you just get me a coupon? I used to do it with the Wolves all the time. They used to give you a free dinner at the Timberwolves game. The food is actually surprisingly good. I mean, it's kind of a Panera kind of a place, highfalutin, right? And you'd go there and I'd eat and then I'd go watch the game. Then, I don't know, 8, 10 games into that, I started going, eat, and then leave at halftime. Then I would start going, having something to eat, just leave before the game started. And so then I finally just called the media relations department. I said, look, well, let's just cut to the chase and stop with the nonsense. How about I just drive up back, I'll hit the horn a couple times, and you have somebody run out the food in a to-go box for me, and I could just head home. They didn't find it funny. This one says that glazed over look means they were probably stoned. That could be, I suppose. And then this one says, set up a GoFundMe page. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should set up a GoFundMe to get my $4.30 back. I mean, Cove set up one and made $1.6 million by setting up a GoFundMe page. Right? Maybe I get a lot of donations. Somebody's asked me my year of my Impala. It's 2020. Oh no, I like this. Teneby, this is a good idea. Just cut the sandwich in half, and then you'll have 2 half sandwiches. Problem solved. That's what I should have done. That's probably what the guy would have. That would have been the best response if I went back there with the sandwich and said, I ordered a sandwich and you only gave me a half. And the guy would say, here, hand me the sandwich. And I'd give it to him. He'd take a big butcher knife and just whack, chop it in half, wrap it back up and said, here's your sandwich. That would be the best response ever. Sitting here listening to the common man in the car as I unwrap my drive-through order from one of the franchise fast food establishments. The 2 cheeseburger meal, no special order, came with no hamburger inside, just 2 buns, cheese, ketchup, mustard, and pickles. And I'm not going back. Your thoughts? Depends how long the drive-through line is. If you have to double back and there's 13, 14 cars, I would just go vegetarian for today. So you're saying you just got the Cadillac of sandwiches? Well, I guess I did, yeah. I paid for the Cadillac of sandwiches. I paid $9, almost $10 for a half a sandwich. I like this. This is even better. Have your boys fix the problem. If they hadn't eaten all of your leftovers, you wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place. And that's right. Couldn't they have left something for dear old dad? You know what Deuce will do? He did this the other day. I go in there, and baby brother Peter's birthday cake, it was his birthday on Saturday, right? So Potato went to the bakery and got him a chocolate cake, right? So all I can think about, I never eat dessert right away after dinner. Do you eat dessert? You a dessert guy?
Occasionally, yeah.
And do you eat it right after? Or do you wait a little bit later? See, I wait. Like, we'll have dinner, let's say it's 7 o'clock, and finish up, 7:20, 7:25. Then I'll wait till like 9 or so, let my food digest a little bit. That's just something to look forward to, right? big old piece of chocolate cake, right? And he got to wash it down with a big old glass of ice cold milk, right? I mean, who doesn't? So I go in there, and there's the carton of milk. In the milk carton, Deuce has left about a tablespoon of milk in it.
You've got to be kidding me.
And I'm looking at it, it's like, you could fit it in an eyedropper. It's like, why did you even bother? Why didn't you just take that last little bit? Because literally it was no more than a tablespoon. And he left it in there for me. And I'm like, that's great. And then Pete loves it because, Deuce got me going. Deuce will do that with leftovers sometimes too. Like, let's say it's, my wife will make like some type of a, I don't know, there's so many different, there's lasagna, spaghetti, manicotti, there's all kinds of different ones. I don't even know which one it is. But it's like there's a spoonful left in the leftover dish. It's like, dude, well, I just didn't want to eat it all. Well, there's only, don't tease me like that. Don't just leave a little tiny bit. He let you a tablespoon of milk.
At least they're leaving something. My kids will, like, let's say they're having Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
They'll take the last Pop-Tart out and just leave the box in the cabinet as opposed to recycling or throwing it away.
Yeah, my kids do that as well. Well, my kids do the thing, and they're not even kids. They're grown men.
This doesn't change?
No, baby brother Peter, and I love him. God bless him, and he's a smart kid. And someday when he gets that private equity job making $800,000 a year, he can take care of me in my golden years, right? But he'll leave he took 6 golf balls out of the sleeves, right? Package of 3 each. Puts the golf balls in his golf bag and just leaves the 2 empty boxes sitting on the throw rug that's in front of the front door. Why couldn't you have just picked those up and brought them over to the garbage? And then after, you tell him this over and over and over again, and it never registers. Oh, yeah, my bad. Your kids ever say that?
Oh, they say MB.
Oh, they say MB now. They just shorten it. And they always think my bad is like a get-out-of-jail-free card. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Well, when are you going to stop making it your bad and make good? Make it good. So, you owe me one. Can't you just ever do it? And I've told you this before, too. I go, why'd you leave that in the middle of the living room floor? Well, because then I'll know where it is when I want to get it. That's what they say. Well, I know where I left it, in the middle of the living room floor. Where I work, guys would leave 1 ice cube in the ice cube tray so they wouldn't have to refill it. Right? In the olden days, not a lot of refrigerators, Panera type refrigerators, the Cadillac of refrigerators, automatic ice machines. But you have the ones where before we replaced our refrigerator, finally went out. I finally noticed when the ice cream I opened up the ice cream and it was just like a malt. I looked at my wife, I said, I think our refrigerator's going out. So we got one from our friends over at Warner Stellian, one of our wonderful advertising partners here at the Fan. I played with Drew Warner just the other day. Do you know how they got the name Stellian? It was Steve and Lillian were the first owners, and they shortened it to Stellian. I think it was Steve. Oh. And then when they bought the company, the Warners got it. They just said, well, let's call it Warner Stellian. Because that branding of that Stellian name for all those years. So they call it Warner Stellian. He explained the whole thing to me over a round of golf. But anyway,
and Angie, who does a lot of their, she's in the family.
Yes.
If you watch television commercials or even listen to them.
Yes.
I graduated high school with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in my graduating class.
What a small world it is.
Yeah.
Did she sign your yearbook?
Don't recall. I don't even know where my yearbook is.
Yeah. Yearbook, you always wanted the gal you had there were several gals I had a crush on. You wanted, and you were always hoping they'd say something, can we meet sometime? And it was never that. It was like,
you're so cute.
You're really funny.
Yeah.
Great. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for you're tall, dark, and handsome, which of course would have been a lie, but that's what I was looking for.
I was looking for your phone number.
Yes. What's worse, Deuce leaving the clothes in the dryer all week or Deuce leaving a teaspoon of milk in the carton? He does do the... And then, my wife thinks I'm enabling them. Like, you know what Deuce and Baby Brother Peter will do? This is what Pete used to do to me all the time. I'd get up to make coffee in the morning, get up to go play golf at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd go over there. There'd be a sticky note by the coffee pot that says, could you throw my laundry in the dryer for me? And then they leave it in the dryer. You know what happens if you leave your clothes, even if it's dry, they're all wrinkly, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't want to just take it out, put it in the laundry basket, leave it like that. So then I fluff dry it for them and then go hang up their clothes. I
wouldn't do that.
Why do I do that? Then why do I do it?
Well, you're being nice and kind, but you are enabling them.
Common had Panera last night, $9 to $10 before tax is the half sandwich price, me boy. It's like $14 to $16. No, it's not for the sandwich I ordered. There are different sandwiches there. If you get one of those big old ones, I just looked at the menu price right here. It's not $9.46 for a half of walnut cranberry chicken salad sandwich at Panera. It's not. I looked at the menu. I just looked at it on my phone. Are you looking at the Panera menu right now, Tenneby? Look up sandwiches and look for walnut, cran wall, whatever the hell they call it, sandwich.
Ooh, that chicken bacon rancher looks nice.
Yeah, now that's probably expensive.
Looks high end. It looks very high end.
Yeah, and what are they charging for that, for a whole sandwich?
Doesn't say until I think I actually put it in my order.
Maybe Dew saw 1% on the milk label and thought that was how much he was supposed to leave in the carton. 1%. That's exactly what he did. Common growing up, me and my siblings would peck away at the lasagna and enchilada pans out of the fridge with the goal of not being the one that had to wash the pan. There would be a fork's worth of food left at times. Yeah, see? Because if you're the last person to take it out, you're supposed to take that pan and at least rinse it out. That's what gets me. Is when people don't rinse out their Tupperware or the Pyrex glass dishes. And then I got to go wash dishes and it's all just caked on there. Oh, it drives me insane. Common unbelievable food story here. I recently ordered about $50 worth of takeout food for a small family gathering at a barbecue place. They told me that I could pay when picking up the order. When I went to pick it up, I had to wait while they prepared it. A gal handed me the order in a bag with a receipt that said paid. The guy at the cash register was busy, so I just left and went back home to check with my wife to be sure that it had not been deducted from our account because I had ordered from there before. When we realized it had been paid, I called and left a message saying that I would be on money to pay for. When I went there to do so, I was told they cannot go back to pay for previous order. So they were going to comp me the order. Not only that, he said they appreciated my honesty, so they gave me a $95 credit to the place. I left there quite shocked, wondering what just happened. Kind of makes up for the stories of being ripped off. So think about that. They hadn't paid. He called and said he was going to pay. They said, we can't go back and redo it because of bookkeeping policies, and we're going to give you a $95 coupon. Now that's how you're supposed to do business. I guarantee you, they have a customer for life now because of that.
The whole cranberry walnut chicken salad sandwich with chips at the St. Louis Park Panera.
$9.46.
$9.49, and then with tax, it's $10.30.
Yeah. That's a whole sandwich. There are other sandwiches on the menu that are $13. So the half would be $7 or $8.
The half is $6.59, and then with tax, it's $7.15. So about $3.
Worse is people that keep stuffing garbage because they don't want to change it. I once sent a photo to the boss of a breakdown garbage. It was piled like 200-year pyramid 4 inches above the rim. That is true. instead of just saying, well, you know what? I don't even ask my boys. I'm enabling them. It's my fault. I don't even ask them to take the garbage out. Are you kidding me? I just ask my wife. Literally every example of kids' laziness and general disregard for common courtesy and shared living spaces hits home. How many tops of single-serve yogurt containers can a guy pick up before completely losing their mind? He's absolutely right. Picking up after the kids all the time. Yeah. Here was the one I finally got him to finally start doing. They'll turn on the fan in the bathroom for the shower, right? Then they'll leave the house. I'll come home 9 hours later. The fan's still running. One of these days, that fan is going to overheat and start the house on fire. Why can't you turn it off when you leave the shower or the bath mat? Then I just tell Deuce and I got annoyed with baby brother Peter. Takes the bath mat and sits there. Then as soon as he's done with the shower, he gets out of the shower and then dries off standing on the bath mat. The bath mat is suddenly just soaking wet. Dude, dry yourself off in the shower, then step on the bath mat.
I had one the other day where Leo took a shower. And you know how you have the shower curtain hanging from the rod? He had it outside of the bathtub as opposed to inside the bathtub. So all the water just got out right onto the bathroom floor. Yeah. And he also doesn't dry himself off in the shower.
Dry yourself off in the shower.
Yes.
And then I also our lower level is usually much cooler than the rest of the house, right? I always had to tell them this again too, because they'll get out of the bathroom and be sure to say, stay inside. When you're done showering, open the slide door, grab the towel, slide it back. You'll stay warmer in the shower while you're wiping yourself off. These kids, the life lessons I have to teach these kids, just the simple things. I guess they just don't have enough life experience.
Well, I'm disappointed that it doesn't ever get better.
No, it doesn't.
Because it drives me bonkers.
Did you eat the lettuce and tomatoes that you requested on the side? If not, maybe you missed a second carton, had the other half of your missing sides. No, I ate them. I put them all on, and I shook my... Look at...
I was going to say, was the lettuce and tomato fit for a half sandwich or a whole sandwich?
Well, I think it was fit for a whole because there was plenty in there. I mean, that was almost like maybe they thought I ordered a half a sandwich and a salad is what they thought I ordered. I bet that's what it is. Of course, there was no dressing in there. Oh, well.
You know who's probably got lots of stories about Starbucks getting their drink orders wrong? Michael Russo.
Our next guest. Yeah, he's a big... did he bring a Starbucks for you and me?
Well, I don't do the coffee thing. He doesn't have... No, he's got a water. I don't even recognize him anymore.
I would love to have had... we have a coffee maker here. It's not a real Keurig, but it is single serving. The medium roast isn't bad. Don't get the dark roast. It's terrible. This one says, I'm 29, and I just learned now that I'm supposed to drive myself off in the shower. Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. I just taught somebody a lesson. So we're glad we were able to do that.
You're changing lives.
I am changing lives and changing habits out there. Let's take a break, come back when we do. Michael Russo of The Athletic will join us, talk a little hockey. We'll do that next year on The Fan.
Tired of losing weight only to gain it all back? The weight loss experts at SlimRank.com have done the research. SlimRank.com ranks the safest, most effective GLP-1 programs that get and keep the weight off for good. Stop watching the scale go up and down. Go to SlimRank.com and pick America's #1 weight loss program today. SlimRank.com. That's SlimRank.com. Your dream body is just a few months away. SlimRank.com.